Hey, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the last session we discussed about we developed one web page, right? We developed one web page, right? Google page we developed. Did you complete writing? I mean the questions. I posted some questions, right? Did you complete those or not complete? Hmm? If not
Yes,
complete,
sir.
complete it. Okay. So
Yes,
the next one is we have HTML5 and the next one is like HTML5 and the next one is like CSS3. So far we discussed like HTML and CSS, right? Few concepts we discussed. The next one is like HTML5 and the CSS3. Okay, these concepts we can hold for now. We can come back. Okay, now I want to discuss like JavaScript. Okay, few topics we can complete in JavaScript and then we can come back to HTML5 and CSS3. Okay. Now, first question, why we go for JS? Why we go for JavaScript? If anybody asks what's your answer, very simple answer. See, I have one HTML file. This is my HTML file. Inside this HTML file, I have one simple text, div such. Now I want to make it like this Sachin is like a red color. Then what you can do? You can create one styles.css file. Inside that styles.css file, you can create one class. And here you can write like a color red. Now that color red I want to apply such. I want to apply to such. So how we can apply to such in now? I want to import first. So how we can import link relation equals to style sheet. And the next one is like href equals to my styles.css. Like this we can import it or not. Once imported, here you can give the class. You can give the class CLR or not. You can give the class CLR. Yes or no? You can give the class CLR. Now tell me what it is going to display in the browser. In the browser, what it is going to display Sachin in the red color or not. So if you want to display the Sachin in the red color, it is very simple. Okay, simply you can use CSS. You can apply the CSS to Mediv or not. But now my question is, whenever you click on the Sachin, I want to change that Sachin to Dhoni. What is the requirement? Tell me. Whenever you click on Sachin, okay, Sachin should turn to be like what? Sachin should to be Dhoni. Turn to be Dhoni. Now tell me, using HTML, I have one element is there. Okay, that element has some content. That content I can render in the browser. Using CSS, that content I can make it like look and feel like red color, blue color, whatever it is. But if you click on the Sachin, that Sachin should turn to be Dhoni. Is it possible by using HTML? Is
no,
it
no,
possible using CSS? No, right?
no,
No, right? Then, whenever you perform some action on the element, if you want to perform some action on the element by using HTML and CSS, it's not possible. Then you have to go with what? JavaScript or not? Yes or no? What you have to do? Why we go for JavaScript? Very simple. If you want to perform some actions on elements, that's it. We have some elements, right? Okay, if you want to perform some actions on the elements, then you can go with what? If you want to perform some actions on the elements, then you can go with what?
JavaScript.
Then you can
JavaScript.
go with the JavaScript or not. Then you can go with the JavaScript. Understood everyone? Yes or no? If you want to perform some actions on the elements, then you can go with the JavaScript. What kind of actions? Okay, in this case, the action is what? What is my action? Click on Click on div. This is my action or not. Whenever you click on the div, whenever you click on the div, whenever you click on the div, my section is turned to be like what?
Dhoni.
My section is turned to be like Dhoni or not? My section is turned to be like Dhoni. That's all. Understood? Why we go for JavaScript? To perform
Yes, sir.
some actions, to perform some actions on my elements. Okay, now tell me where my HTML is going to run. My HTML is going to run where? In the browser.
Browser.
Okay, browser. CSS, where it is going to run?
Browser.
In the browser only, right? JavaScript, where it is going to run? In the browser only or
Browser.
not? So HTML, CSS, JavaScript is going to run in the browser. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript code we can see in the browser. My browser also can understand only three things. Can understand, okay, only three things. What are those? HTML can understand, CSS can understand, JavaScript. Other than that, my browser don't know. So here JavaScript is there, na? JavaScript is going to run where? You said browser, right? We have one more environment also there to run the JavaScript outside the browser. Okay, can we run JS outside the browser? Can we run it or not? Yes. Okay, for that we have one environment is there, Node. Using node environment, okay, we can run the JavaScript, only JavaScript, we can run the JavaScript outside the browser or not. So node is provides an environment to run the JavaScript outside the browser. Before introducing node, okay, my JavaScript always run where? Okay, before introducing node, okay, JavaScript always run where?
Browser.
JavaScript always run in the browser or not? Always run in the browser or not? Up to you understand?
Yes,
Got my
sir.
point? Okay, then. So how we can run JavaScript outside the browser? So I want to see run the JavaScript inside the browser and run the JS outside the browser or not? Yes or no? Both we can see. Both we can see. Okay. Okay, then. Now come here. Now, any programming language you can take it. Okay, any programming language you can take it. If you want to work with the programming language, some basic concepts you have to learn. Okay, so if you learn Python, first concept is what? If you want to work with the data, you have to store the data, so that you go with what? Variables concept or not. Okay, after that, on the data, if you want to perform some actions, okay, some operations I want to perform, some functionality if you want to handle, then you can go with the functions or not. Here also same. Okay, so here in JavaScript also, if you want to store some data, so here Dhoni is there. Dhoni is my data. I want to store it. Whenever you click on the div, then my Dhoni you have to assign to my div or not. So you have to store the Dhoni or not. So if you want to store the Dhoni, how we can store? If you want to store the data, how we can store it? Any programming language? Any programming language by using variables or not. So okay, how to create, how we can create variables where? In JavaScript or not? That is the first thing. Okay, how we can create the variables in JavaScript. Okay, now tell me, in the browser, which technologies are going to run in the browser? HTML, CSS,
Yes,
JavaScript.
Java.
Technologies are going to run in the browser. Those technologies we can say like a client-side technologies. What is that? Which technologies run in the browser? Those technologies we can say like what? Those technologies we can say like what? Those technologies we can say like client-side
Client side.
technologies or not. Client-side technologies or not. Which technologies run in the browser? Okay, those technologies we can say like a client-side technologies or not. Tell me some client-side technologies, what you know.
HTML,
HTML,
CSS,
Client
CSS,
technologies.
JavaScript.
Okay, client
React,
side HTML you can say, CSS you can say,
Java,
JavaScript you can say. On JavaScript there has some libraries frameworks are there. React is there, Angular is there,
Angular, Vue.
Vue is there. Most popular these are the okay. These are the libraries and frameworks. Okay, understood? Okay then. Now come here. I want to store the data in JavaScript. How we can store the data in JavaScript? Not only JavaScript, in any programming language, how we can store the data?
using variables,
How we can store the data? Hmm?
by,
using web
Come on. How we can?
by using variables,
By using variables, right? Using variables or not? Okay, any programming language. So how we can create a variable in JavaScript? That is the question. How we can create the variable in JavaScript? How many ways? Very simple. The syntax. Syntax to create a variable in JavaScript is what? To create a variable in JavaScript, what? One is like data type. Next, one. Next, variable name. Variable name. JavaScript. Another one is like variable name. Variable name. Variable name. The next one is like what? Variable value or not. Okay, variable value. Okay, this is the syntax. This is the syntax to create a variable in JavaScript. Okay, so first data type. Okay, tell me in JavaScript. Okay, which data types we are going to use? Int, string, boolean. This kind of data types are there in JavaScript. No, no, there is no data type for the variables in JavaScript. There is no data type for the variable in JavaScript. So here, if the data type is not there, so it's like mandatory or optional. It's like mandatory or optional. It is like an
Optional.
optional. It is like an optional. So if you want to create a variable in JavaScript, these two sections are enough. What is my variable name? I want to store Dhoni, as I said. So how we can, you can write like name equals to, or player name equals to Dhoni. Like this you can write it or not. So whenever you write like this, my Dhoni data assigned to this particular variable name. So here the variable name is what? Player name. The variable value is what? Dhoni or not. Yes or no? So if I write player name, what's my answer now? My answer is like Dhoni,
Dhoni.
Dhoni or not. Now, if you come here, you can run. Tell me if you want to run JavaScript in your browser. There has developer console window is there. In the developer console window, you can use this console. This console is acting like a JavaScript working environment or not. Yes or no? Now I'm going to write one variable name. Okay, value is like what? Dhoni. Now see, my player name is like what? Dhoni or not. This is the way you can create one variable in JavaScript. Okay, now I'm going to write something like this. Is runs. If I run this one, okay, what is the error message? You can get it.
runs
Which
not
error message you
not
can
Class
get?
defined.
is not defined.
Okay, what is that?
name runs not defined.
Name branch is not
Name runs not defined. It's like Python one. Okay, here runs not defined or yes or no. Runs not defined. It's a JavaScript error or not. Okay, Python and JavaScript it's like similar only. Okay, slight difference is not defined. Whenever you see this kind of error, what you can say? Whenever you see this kind of error, what you can say? What you can understand? Whenever you see this kind of error, what you can understand? You are looking for runs variable. That variable is defined or not defined? That variable is defined or not defined? Not defined. In this case, you can get this error. Wherever you see this kind of error, now onwards, okay, the error message is what? The error message is not defined. If you see this error, what you can understand? Come on, what you can understand? You are looking for what? One member that is not defined or not. You are looking for one member that is defined or not defined. That is not defined or not. If you see this kind of error, sorry, agreed? Now I'm going to write like this. If I write like this, if I click on enter, what happens?
Full name is not
Full
defined.
name is not
Full
defined.
name is not defined or not? Full name is not defined. Yes or no? Okay, you can use online editor also in our Kalam schools. Go to JavaScript. You can use this one. Okay, and now let me do this. Write it. Now, if I write like player name. Now, see, my player name is not defined or not. Sorry, my player name is not defined. If I write like runs, then my
Runs
runs
is not defined.
not defined or not. Runs is not defined. That's all. So if I write like this, what happened? Is not defined error a unexpected identifier? Unexpected identifier. What is this unexpected identifier? We'll see that. Okay, now see. Now if I write like a player name, the answer is like player name is not defined. Can you fix this error now? Okay, I don't want this error. I want like, okay, Dhoni. Then that time, can we write like Dhoni? Can we write like Dhoni? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now here, can I print like what? Console message, console.log off. Okay, what is that? Player name. Now you can get the output is like what? Console message, right? Okay, can I write it? My player name equals to Sachin. Okay, my console.log off. What is that? Player name. Player name. Now your expected output is what? Player name is
Searching.
PLAYNAME. Oh, it's defined. Okay, there has something wrong. We can fix this one in the Kalam schools. This is our editor. Now you can come here. Okay, if you have time, I asked, right? Just check it. Okay, if you find any errors, we can fix those errors in the editor. Now you can come here. Player name Dhoni. If I refresh the page, now we can come here. Player name. Now see, what is the error? Player name is not defined or not. But I want the output is like Dhoni. Then what you have to do? If you want to get the output is like Dhoni, what you have to do? You have to define this variable or not. How we can define the variable in JavaScript? How we can define the variable in JavaScript? What is the syntax? Variable name,
And
Variable
variable value.
variable name, and variable value. Okay, data type is like mandatory, optional,
optional.
optional. So what is the
Optional.
data type? We'll see. So can I write like my player name equals to what? Dhoni. My player name equals to Dhoni. Now See my player name Dhoni printed or not? Yes or no? So runs, what is the error?
Runs is not defined.
Runs is not defined.
Runs is not defined. I want 20,000. Then what you have to do? Runs equals to
Runs equal to 20,000.
like this. Yes or no? Okay, na? Now full name. Can I click on enter? What is error?
Unexpected.
Unexpected one. Oh, you know. See, a variable name should not contain spaces. If you have space, then the time it's like an unexpected identifier or not. Okay, see after this space, I found like name. Okay, name I don't know what is this name and everything, so that it's like an unexpected identifier. If it is like variable, I'm expecting like what equal symbol, but okay, it is not having. So whenever you create a variable, okay, you should not place the spaces in the variable name. If you place it, then the time you can get the error like this or not. Yes or no? So whenever you create a variable, don't use any spaces. Now if I write like, is it valid or invalid? Come on, in an unexpected token again. So if you start with the digits, the variable name starts with digits, then that time it is gives me invalid or not. Okay, name 00 equals to Sachin, valid or invalid? Valid. You should
Valid.
not start the variable name with the what? Digits. The next one is like name dollar equals to Sachin, valid or invalid? Okay, valid. Now if I put like hash, invalid. Can I write like the special character underscore, valid? So dollar and underscore you can use it as like a variable names in the middle, starting and, but other than dollar and underscore, don't use any identifiers. Okay, that means don't use any other identifiers, other special characters. Use dollar, use underscore, that's it. Okay. The next one is like in the variable name spaces. Is it allow or not allow? Allow or not allow? Spaces.
Not allow.
Not allow. Can I start the variable name with digits? Can I start variable name with digits like this?
Not allow.
No.
No, right? No, right? Okay, these are the thumb rules you have to follow while creating the variable name or not. Okay, na? You're okay?
Yes. Yes, sir.
So where name equals to Sachin. Okay, now see, I written full-fledged variable declaration. Data type is there, variable name is there, variable value is there. Now if you come here, what is my variable value? Sachin. It is which type? String type.
String
What is the
type.
variable name? Name. If I write like string in JavaScript, will it work or not work? See this? Unexpected identifier name. Okay. So if I write like I have a doubt capital, it should be small. Still you are getting the error. If I write like str, still it is gives me an error. That means you should not mention an exact type for the variables in JavaScript. Why? Because JavaScript is not having the, okay, why? Because JavaScript is not having what? JavaScript is not having the type for the variables or not. In JavaScript, we don't have any type for the variables. So here, how we can mention the type? How we can mention the type? Okay, there is no type. There is no type for the variables. But okay, if you want, but if you want to get, okay, if you come here, if you want to get the type, name equals to Sachin. Okay, name equals to 10. Now tell me, Name is which type here? Name is which type?
String.
Okay, here like a string. Here name is which type?
Integer.
Okay,
Integer.
integer, right. But by seeing this one, are you able to tell my name is which type? No, right? My name can be a Sachin, my name can be a number also. So if you want to check the type in Java, int a equals to 10. By seeing this one, you can tell like what? My a holds which data?
Integer.
Integer.
Integer data. But in JavaScript, do we have any type for the variables?
No.
No.
No. Then the time, how we can find that type? We have one predefined member. Okay, type of is there. By using this type of, you can find what? The type of my A. My A holds which data or not. For example, name is like Sachin. My type of name, see the syntax you can use like this. Otherwise, my type of name, okay, the syntax you can use like this also. Okay, any one of this one is like fine. Understood? Any one of this one is like fine. Type of name, type of, okay, type of space, your variable name, type of, it's like what? Come on, it is like what? It is
Tuple.
like a function. It is like a function. As like a function, you can use it. So this is the way you can find the type of the variable. But like Java, it is possible or not possible? Do we have the type for the variables in JavaScript? Do we have any type for the variables in JavaScript?
No.
Okay, we don't have any type for the variables or not. Yes or no? If you want to find the type, how we can find it? If you want to find the type, how we can find it?
Type of variable
See
name.
the type of variable.
Okay, type of variable name. Type of variable name. Yes or no? Type of variable name. Okay. So type of how many ways we can use it? As like a
2s.
two ways you can use it. One is like function call. Another one is like what? One is like function call. Another one is like what?
Space.
Okay,
Space.
just you can use like a space, right? Okay, type of space, your variable name or not. Either you can use that way or either you can use this way. Any one of this one is like fine. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Okay then. Now come here. Come here. Now where name equals to Sachin is there, right? Where name equals to Sachin. Okay. Now this where is what data type. Where is what data type? I said like where is like a data type. Now tell me if I write like this name, you mentioned like what? Where is my where tells about your type of your value. Here where number 10, here the where tells type of your value. No, right? Here the where is what? It's not tell something about the type of your value or not. If in Java int, okay, string name equals to Sachin, string is going to tells what? String tells what? String tells the type of your value or not. Yes or no? If I write like int number, if I write like int number, it's like 10, it tells like what? Int number equals to 10, it tells like what? Type of your value like int. It's a Java, but in JavaScript we don't have the type for the variables, but we have some data types are there. Okay, what data types? Var is there, let is there, constant is there, but these are the data types only, but these are not to tell something about your, okay, value or type or not. It is not tell something about your variable value type or not. Yes or no? Here we have the data types, not like Java. Which data types are there in JavaScript? Which data types are there in JavaScript? Var,
And
let, and
constant.
constant. These var, let, constant tells something about your variable value type? No, right? Okay. these where let and constant not tell something about the type of variable value or not. Yes or no? Type of your variable value. It's not tell something about the type of your variable value or not. Yes or no? This is only the example. Where name equals to Sachin. Is my where tells like a string? I don't know. Where number equals to 10. Is my where tells like the integer? No, right? Okay. In JavaScript, we have data types. Okay. But those data types not like Java. Those are not to tell the type of your variable value or not. Yes or no? Okay. So now I'm going to create one variable like this. Where runs. Is it valid or invalid? This syntax is valid or invalid? I have data type and variable name only there. Is it like valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Is it like valid or invalid? Okay, if I write like this, it is 100% valid. Okay, data type and variable name is valid. So what is my default value for the runs? Undefined. If you not mention anything, what is my default value for the runs? So
Undefined.
default value for the runs undefined or not? Got my point? Where the default value for the variable is like undefined. So only runs valid or invalid?
Valid.
Okay, invalid. Okay, here in this case, okay. Okay, if I write like this, only variable name valid or invalid? Only variable name, okay, not valid.
Valid.
This means location is not defined. Okay, you are using like this means it should be defined first or not. Yes or no? So LOC equals to such invalid or invalid? Valid. Valid. So combinations, tell me different combinations. Okay, where name valid or invalid?
Where
Valid. Name is like what? Undefined.
Undefined.
Name equals to Sachin. Valid or invalid?
Valid.
Valid. The value is like Sachin. Yes or no? Where name equals to Sachin. Valid or invalid? Valid.
Valid.
Okay, my name is
Sachin.
Sachin. Okay, if you write like this, okay, it is like LOC is not defined.
Not defined.
Use this statement when? Okay, after definition or not? After defined the variable LOC. Yes or no? Otherwise it gives me what? Otherwise it gives me an error or not? Agreed?
yes, sir.
About the variables, how to create. Okay, now you created a variable. You created a variable with some value. Now the value can be, okay, this is my variable name and the variable value. The variable value can be what? Can be, if you want to store player name, that time the variable value is what? The variable value is what? Sachin is which type? String
String.
or not?
String.
Okay, now I have some amount, I want to store it. Okay, then it's like a
Numbers.
number type or not? I have one student is there. Student is there. Okay, he passed or fail. I want to know. Then the time boolean value.
Boolean.
Boolean.
So you can give one example. Name equals to Sachin. Yes or no? Here name equals to amount equals to 1000. This is one. The next one boolean. Is he passed? Is he passed is like what? True. Is he passed is like true. Yes or no? Boolean. Next, I want to define three players. Three players. Then array. Okay, how we can? My players equals to Sachin. Next, Dhoni. The next, Kohli or not. Sachin, Dhoni, and Kohli. Next one is what? Come on. Next one is what? Array. I want to tell something about only Sachin. That is what? Object. So how we can tell about Sachin only? Come on. Sachin details equals to name Sachin. The next one is like runs 20,000. Next one is like location is like what? Mumbai. This is like what? Object or not. In JavaScript, there is no type for the variables, but the value has some, okay, the value has some type, right? If the value is like this, what is the type? String. You not mentioned the type at the time of declare the variable, but internally type is there or not there? Okay, here 1000. What is the type? Here true. What is the type?
Boolean.
Here Sachin Dhoni Kohli. What is the type?
Array.
Here name Sachin runs 20,000 location Mumbai. What is the type?
Object.
It is like an object type or not? It is like an object type or not? Yes or no? It is like an object type. So in JavaScript, we don't have any type. We not defined any type at the time of declare the variable. But internally, the value has some type or not. Okay, what types it can be? Okay, what the type can be? Either string, either number, either boolean, either an array, either an object, either a function, either a class, either a class also. Got my point? Come on. Up to okay.
Sir.
Okay, it can be name Sachin. It can be amount number. Is he passed? Is he passed? It is which type? A boolean type. Multiple players are there. Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli. Multiple players. Array. Only Sachin details. Name Sachin. Runs 20,000. Location Mumbai. Now my reference can be what? The value can be function also. The value can be class also or not. Understood? Got my point? Okay. Up here, okay? How to create the variable in JavaScript? How to create the variable? Okay, I can create a variable, okay, like this, where name. If you create like this only, what is my name? Undefined. Without data type, you can create. Now name equals to Sachin. Yes. With data type and variable name and variable value, that is also valid. This is a data type, right? Is it represents it? Is it tells something about the type of your value or not? No. No, my var let constant data types are there. Those are not tell something about the type of your value or not. If they not tell something about the type of value, what they are going to tell, we'll see that one. Okay, constant var let the difference we'll see. Okay, this is the way you can create the variables. The next one is what? Create a functions, right? Create a function. Okay, how we can create a function in JavaScript? First, why we go for functions? Why we go for functions? Why we go for functions? Very simple. To handle, come on, some functionality, right? To handle some functionality. So first requirement I already told you, right? What is that requirement? If you come here, whenever you click on this particular Sachin, that Sachin should turn to be what? That Sachin should turn to be what?
Dhoni.
Dhoni, right? Okay, that means you have to handle, whenever you click on the button, you have to handle some functionality, right? You have to write some functionality. What is the functionality? Okay, make Sachin like Dhoni or not, that Sachin turn to be like Dhoni or not. So if you want to handle some functionality, then you can go with what, functions or not, what is the use of the functions, what is the use of the functions? To handle some functionality we can write the functions, that's okay. What is the use, what is the use? Very simple. Okay, we discussed in the Python same like this here also. First person, okay, you are like four members, right? Okay, first person requires a sum of 10 20. Okay, so how we can write sum of 10 20? First 10 20 you have to store it in JavaScript. How we can create the variable var n1 equals to 10, next var n2 equals to 20, next var sum equals to n1 plus n2, and print the sum like what, console.log of sum, done. Second person also require sum of 10 20, 10 20. Then what he is going to do, second person also, what my second person also going to do, what my second person also going to do, he also write the same, stuff or not, yes or no? He also write the same stuff or not, agreed or not? He also write the same stuff. How we can write it? Whatever you written the code here, he also write the same code again. Now third person also there, fourth person also there, okay, fifth person also there. Now tell me, if you observe here, this person and this person having or using the same code or not, yes or no? If you use like same code multiple people, why you write the code individually? Can you write somewhere, can you use that code all you people, yes or no? Okay, so this particular code can I write outside? This code represents what? Find the sum of 10 20 or not, that is the functionality. So can I create a function, one function? How we can create a function? Simple, using function keyword, and then function, name, and then representation, and then function body, that's it. So function sum, okay, here whatever the code is there, that code you can write it, okay na? Now can you come here, this person, first person want what, sum of two numbers, right, 10 20. Can you ask the first person, okay, already the code is written by some people, you can call it, you can use it. How you can use the function? By calling or not, like this, with the name you can call it. Now here also how we can call, you can call it. Third person also you can ask him to call, fourth person also you can ask him to call. Now tell me, in the past this code you written four times, now how many times you written, one time, right?
One time.
Okay, where you written, inside one function or not? So now you can define a function, the function which represents the functionality. Okay, you can use that functionality wherever you want, how many times you want or not, yes or no? What you can achieve, in the past the same code you written four times, now how many times you written, one time. That's nothing but a reusability. Okay, you reduce duplicate code, writing the duplicate code or not. You reuse this functionality how many times, four times or not, yes or no? Got my point? Hmm? Understood? This is the way you can write the function. Now tell me, why we go for functions? What's our answer? To handle some functionality, right? To handle some functionality or not. What is the use of the functions? What is the use? What is the
Usability.
use?
To reduce the reusability.
Reusability of functionality, you can use it, and you can reduce the duplicate code or not, yes or no? You can write one time, you can use how many times you want or not, yes or no? Got my point? Okay. This is the way you can create a function. Now, can we write that function? Write it. How we can write? Come on, function sum. Here, I'm going to write like where number 1 equals to 10. Next, where number 2 equals to 20. And next one, where sum equals to the number 1 plus number 2. And then console dot log of sum.
Some.
If you want in the console next line, okay, don't click on enter. If you want to go to the next line, shift to enter. Okay na? In the console, if you want to go to the next line, shift to enter. Don't click on enter. Okay, now whenever you want to execute it, then click on enter. So see, and now what is my sum? Tell me, what is my sum? Sum is what? Sum is a function. Sum is a function. Okay, what is the type of my sum? What is my type of my sum?
Function.
Function. Now say you can use two ways, right? Type of space your variable name, type of a function, you can pass your variable name, your wish. Okay na? So here my function you have. Once you have function in your hand, what you can do? How we can use the function? You can
Valid.
call. Whenever you
Call.
call, you can get the output is like 30 or not. Yes or no? Now, in any programming language, if you see the code like this, here two sections are there. This is what calling. What you can call in any programming language, not only JavaScript. What we can call. Come on, what we can call? Simple functions, right? Okay, what we can call? What we can call? Okay, we can call what? Functions or not? Yes or no? Here you are calling what? N1. So my N1 should be what?
Function.
Right. So if I click on enter, what is the output? Tell me.
One is not defined.
N1 is not defined. You are right. First, here N1 is not there. Nah? So you can get the error is like what? N1 is not defined. You are right. Now, if I write like N1 equals to 10, now what is the error? Here N1 is defined or not? Yes, defined.
Defined.
By seeing this statement, N1 should be what? You are calling N1 means N1 should be what?
Function.
But N1 is actual what? Number. Is my number is a function?
No.
No. So what is the error? N1 is not a function. N1 is not a function. This error you can get it or not. Yes or no? N1 is not a function error. You can get it. Up to you, okay, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Agreed? N1 is not a function error. You can get it. Okay, na? Okay. So if I write like this, what is the error? LOC there or not? First, LOC not there. So LOC is not defined. If I write like LOC is like Sachin or Mumbai. Now what is the error? Now what is the error? LOC is not
Not function.
defined. Okay, LOC is not a function. Sorry, LOC is not a function. Why? Because LOC defined, but it is what? String. But here, this statement LOC is expecting what? Function. Is my string is a function? No. So what you can get a error?
LOC is not a function.
LOC is not a function error. You can get it or not. Agreed, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then this is the way you can create a variable and you can create a function. Okay, na? Okay. Now I'm going to talk something about our one more variable. Now you said like, see, whenever you write something like this, where name equals to Sachin, what is my name? Sachin. Where
Sachin.
equals to, where location equals to Mumbai. What is my location? Mumbai.
Mumbai.
If I see here clear console, if I clear it, now LOC is what? LOC is what?
Not defined.
LOC is Mumbai only. If clear the console, okay, not happen. It is just clear it. Okay, still statements execution there. Whatever the statements executed. Now, if I refresh, whenever you refresh the page, now if I write like LOC, whatever the statements you executed, everything is like what? Reset or not. Okay, na? If you clear it, no problem. If you refresh, again you have to execute the statements. Up to okay, everyone? Okay then. Now what is the
Yes.
error? What is the error? LOC is
Defined.
not defined. Now what is the error? What is the error?
Document is not defined.
Okay,
Undefined.
perfect. What is the error? Okay, see, you have to think something about this one. LOC, you said LOC is not defined, that's okay. Document, you said document is not defined, but the document is there. See, here, 3 steps to get this error. To get this error, how many steps? 3 steps it is going to check. First, first, first check is what, LOC is defined by developer or not. Okay. Second check is what, okay, LOC is defined in any library, okay, outside, external, any other person, okay, defined or not, which is loaded inside the browser. Okay, any library which loaded inside the browser. Now, third step, okay, third step, what LOC is defined by JS, JavaScript people. POPL. If these 3 failed, above 3 failed, then only get the error is what? Then only get the error is what?
Is not defined.
To define. Understood? Okay. First here what happened? Here you get this error means how many checks failed? How many checks failed? 3 checks. What are those? It is not defined by the developer. It is not defined in any library, and it is not defined by the JS people. But document, it is not failed. It's not gives me an error. That means first one failed. LOC is not defined by the developer. It is not coming from the library also. I didn't use any library. But LOC is defined by whom in this case? Whom?
JS people.
JS people, right? That's the reason you not get the document is not defined error. Whenever it is defined by the JS, can you say that variable is like a predefined variable? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so my document is like what? Document is what?
Predefined variable.
My document is a predefined variable or not? My document is a predefined variable. Yes or no? My document is a predefined variable. Agreed, everyone? Okay, then. Now, what about window? I didn't define. Okay, I didn't use like a predefined variable. Okay, that means this is not defined by the library also. But still, you not get the error means window is what? Again, it's like a predefined variable or not. So, document and window both are like predefined variables. Yes or no? So, take 5 minutes break and come back. Okay. Okay. Now tell me something about document now. Document is a predefined variable or user defined variable?
Predefined variable.
It's a predefined variable. Window is predefined variable or user defined?
Predefined.
It's a predefined. How
Predefined.
you can say it's a predefined variable? One is you not defined. you not load any library, still it is not giving me any error. That means this guy is defined or not. Yes or no? Got my point? So
Yes, sir.
my document is a predefined variable. Okay. If it is a predefined variable holds what? Variable holds some value, right? So which value represented by document? Represented by document. That is the question. Okay, next come to window. Window is what? Window is a predefined or user defined?
Predefined.
Predefined variable or not? Okay, next. Which value represented? Okay, it is represents which value? Which value represented by window? Which value represented by window? That is the question. Yes or? Which value represented by the document and which value is represented by the window? Okay, shall we check now? Okay, okay, then let's go. Our workspace folder, I want to write one small program. There you can easily understand. Go to our workspace folder. Where is that? Vendor. We can write UI. Now here HTML and CSS is there. Can we create one more folder? JS. Okay, na? Here I'm going to write like one HTML. Okay, one HTML file. One.html. Okay, I have one CSS also. Okay, how we can create one CSS? Simply one.css. Okay, one.css. Okay, here I have Sachin, close my Sachin. Okay, I will have Sachin, close my Sachin. H1 now. Okay, this is the CSS now. Go to HTML, H1 Sachin. How we can load one CSS in the HTML?
Using linked.
Load one CSS in the
Using
HTML using link tag. Link
Link tag.
relation equals to
Relation,
uh,
style sheet,
style sheet and href equals to what?
reference equals to
One.css.
One.css or
CSS.
yes or no? Now here in the one.css, I want to add my color is like red color. Okay, so if I run one.html, how it looks like? My section in the red color, right?
Reference.
This is expected only, everyone knows this one. Okay, now we are going to do something more on it. Now I want to open the developer console window. How we can open the developer console window? Two ways we can open. One is like how we can open the developer console window. One is like right click and inspect it. This is one. Another one is like press which key?
F12.
F12. Okay, if I press F12, then the time, okay, it is like opened one more window. That window we can say like a developer console window or not. Yes or no? Now left side developer console window, right side your actual window. Now here three dots there, no? Three dots. Okay, which one highlighted? This one. Here less section developer console window, more section is like window. So second one, left side what? Developer console window, right side actual window or not? Yes or no? Now if I click on this one, left side actual window, right side developer console window or not? Okay, na? Up here, okay? Now if I write document is what? It's a document predefined variable, right? So this variable holds some data, right? This is the data or not? Can I open this data? Now we can tell HTML head to body, head and body and h1. What do you think about this one? What is my document? By seeing this one you can tell. Document is a predefined variable. Next, it's a predefined variable. Next,
Holds the code what we return.
variable. Next, which represents your HTML content which is loaded in the browser or not. Did you see the elements tab? HTML head body h1 body HTML elements tab, whatever you have, that is represented with which variable? With which variable? Come on, with which variable we can represent?
Document.
Okay, now tell me, what is document? Tell me, what is document? Document is a predefined variable which is used for what? To represent, come on, to represent what? Which value it represented? Come on, which value represented? It represents which value? The content which is loaded in the browser or not. Yes or no? Loaded in the browser. Yes, no? Come on, the content which is loaded in the browser. Okay, all the HTML you can say, the elements tab you can say. Okay, in the elements tab, whatever you have, the content related code. The content means which is loaded in the
Which
window.
is loaded in the
Content
browser.
related source code, right? Okay, content related source code you can say. Content related HTML code, whatever you want, you can write it. Otherwise, simply you can write it represents elements tab or not. Yes or no? Okay, na everyone? See, now onwards you have to think. My document is a predefined variable which represents, okay, the elements tab content or not. Okay, na everyone? Agreed? Up to you, okay, any questions? Okay, then next, see, we can move forward. So I need a h1 element. I need which element? See, my question is what? I want h1 element. Why I want HTML element, h1 element? Can anyone tell me? The first requirement, what I said, my Sachin should turn to be what? Dhoni, right? Yes or no? If my Sachin turn to be Dhoni means my Sachin and Dhoni, okay, the content which is inside which element?
H1.
H1. If you
H1.
get the H1 element, you can change the content Sachin to Dhoni or not. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no? So my H1 element inside where? Inside body. My body
Inside body.
inside where?
HTML.
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 So I want the H1 element in JavaScript. In JavaScript, not like in the elements tab, not don't show like this. I want the H1 element in the JavaScript. Then only, right? Using JavaScript, I can make Sachin to Dhoni. So in JavaScript, I want H1 element. In JavaScript, all the elements, how we can represent with which variable?
Document.
Document.
Document
In the
variable.
document, all the elements you want, your H1 only you want.
H1.
H1. Your H1 inside where?
HTML.
In the body and the HTML. So tell me my question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 elements where it is now? My 5 elements represented by whom? Who managed these 5 elements? Who has these 5 elements? Document, right? Yes or no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 elements who has?
Document.
Document, right? For example, you are the document. You have how many elements? How many elements you have? How many elements you have? Do you think more? All the elements. How many? All means how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 elements. I want H1. Who has all the elements?
Document.
Document. Okay. I want which element? H1. You are the document. You have 5 elements. I want one of the element. If I want one element, I have to ask you only, right? You only having, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, now my question is how you are going to ask? Hey, document from you. I want one element whose name is what?
H1.
H1. So document dot get element by, what is this?
Tag name
Tag
Tag
name.
name.
What is the tag name?
H1.
H1.
Now I ask to my document, hey document, can you get the elements by tag name H1? So with the H1 name, how many elements are there at this moment? With the H1 name, how many elements are there?
Only
One.
one.
One. Always one only, or in future you can write any number? Come on. In the body, how many H1s you can write? Any
Any.
number, right? Any number you can write. Think any number you can write. That's the reason. See the name, spell out. Get the elements by tag name. Plural or singular?
Plural.
Get
Plural.
elements, plural, right? Document dot get elements by tag name. How many H1s are there?
One.
Only one. Only one. But in future, there may be chance of what? Any number or not? Yes or no? Come on. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I have a collection. I have an array, multiple elements. I want the first element. How we can get the data from the array? Through index or not? Now see, I have the element h1 or not? Yes or no? Come on. Yes or no? Once
Yes,
you
sir.
have an element, I want my inside text changed like Sachin to what? Changed like Sachin to what?
Dhoni.
Or not. Now
Dhoni.
see, if I click on enter, my Sachin turn to be what? Tell me, my Sachin
Dhoni.
turn to be what? Dhoni or not? But I want see in the console itself everything I'm writing. But I want my Sachin turn to be Dhoni when at the time of clicking on the Sachin, right? Yes or no? At the time of clicking on the Sachin, if I click on the Sachin, then I want to make the Sachin is like what? Dhoni or not? Got my point? So, if you want directly through console, how we can do it? Tell me again. From console only, I want to write your name here, VTS school here, and I don't want Sachin. Then how? First check Sachin inside which element? H1. H1. Can we get that element reference? All the elements inside which variable?
Document variable.
Document. All the elements in the document means your element also in the document only or not? You have to ask to document. Document dot how you want. You want to get
Get
ID na, class name, tag name, query selector. Query selector, it is easy for you. I will tell. Get element by tag name. Get element by tag name, elements.
elements.
Elements. Okay, so why elements? H1 possibility is there more than one. Yes or no? So it gives me what? All the H1 elements. In which format? Array format. So if you have array of elements, how we can get the first element of 0 or not? See here. Now once you have the H1 element, what do you want me to do? Okay, see, previous statement, if you want, I can use up arrow, down arrow. Okay, na? Dot inside one text is there. That text is what? Sachin. I want that Sachina, you want to assign with new text.
New text.
New
New
text.
text.
How can I write like this? Now see, my VTS school. Agreed or not? Agreed or not? Okay. Now simple way I'm going to tell. See, you know the selectors or not? You know CSS selectors or not? Tell me some
Yes.
CSS selectors.
ID, class,
ID, class
star,
name, tag
class,
name,
first
getter,
child,
first
last
child,
child,
last
first
child,
of type, last of
last
type,
of type greater than,
tilde,
yes, title,
space, plus, plus tilde, nth child, attribute, right? Yes or no? Okay or not? So, go to your element. This is the H1. Na? Can anyone tell me what is the selector for this H1?
Tag name.
Tag name. Okay, next. Body greater than h1, right? Body is the parent, h1 is the children. Don't
Yes.
okay, don't think more about the selectors. You can get directly selector. How you know? Right click on the h1, copy selector, third option. Did you see? Can I copy it? Copy it. Now, can you check the selector? See, what is the selector?
Body greater than H1.
Body is what? Parent. H1 greater than means direct children. How many direct children are there? One. That one is what? H1 or not? Yes or no? Okay. Now I copied the selector. From the your element is where? Where is your element? In the document.
Documents.
I want the element using the selector. If you want to get the element from the document using the selector, we have one more method is there, query selector. Query selector. In the query selector, whatever you copied, can you paste here? Now see, you get the H1 or not? Yes, no. Once you have this element, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Inner text, I want to change it like what? VTS school or not? See, get element by tag name. For what purpose? Get the element reference. Not only tag name. Get element by ID, class name, tag name, query selector, all name. These all what purpose? To get the element from the document. Multiple ways are there. Which one is easy for us? Query selector is easy or not? Yes or no? Okay. Okay then. Now, one more question. This is my Google page. Are you able to see? This is my Google page. Okay. In this Google page, now this Gmail is there. Na? This Gmail. This Gmail, I don't want. I want VTS school. Okay. So how we can get it? How we can change? Now first, this element, I want to find it. Can I find? Yes. What is that my element? Come on. Which element?
Gmail.
This is my element or not? I want to get the element reference. All the elements inside which variable? All the elements inside which variable in JavaScript?
Document.
Document variable.
Now see, if I open the document, everything, all the variables inside this one only or not? So your Gmail also inside document only or not? Yes or no? I want to get the element reference using how many ways you can get it? How many ways you can get the element from the document? Get element by ID, tag name, class name, query selector all. Can we use the selector? How we can get the selector of A? Right click. Come on, copy. What is this?
Yes.
Copy selector. Done. Go to console. Now, from the document, how we can get it?
Query selector.
Query selector. You already copied, right? Can you paste it? Now see, you have the anchor. Yes or no? Gmail or not? Now tell me, inner text is what?
VTS school.
Gmail. You want Gmail or your name?
Our name.
Okay, can you get like VTS school? Yes or no? It's like changed or not? Agreed? This is the way we are going to use the document, okay, to get the element references or not. Now see, these selectors, you know, right? Hash GB is nothing but what? ID selector.
ID.
Greater than is nothing but what? Direct
children.
Okay, in the direct children's, it is going to take div. Okay, which children among multiple divs, multiple direct children's, whose child count is 1? We discussed or not? Again, greater than, you know that. Again, greater than, you know, nth child of 1, again, anchor. All these things, you know, right? Yes or no? Come on. Agreed, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now come to our requirement. Okay, actual requirement is what? Whenever you click on the Sachin, I want like what? I want to Dhoni. Okay, so whenever you click on the Sachin, right? So you have to write an event. You have to trigger an event or not. So in JavaScript, multiple events are there. See, if you want to see all the events, go to console, just type on. Now see, these many events are there in JavaScript. Okay, no need to remember all. Okay, it is not possible, not required also. Few events you have to remember. Which events, frequently used? Click on the button, click event you can remember. Next, double click event you can remember. Next, scroll event you can remember. Next, okay, size event, resize event you can remember. The next one is like on mouse events. These many mouse events you can remember. Keyboard events you can remember. Key down, key up, key press. See, next, blur event you can remember. Focus event you can remember. These are the frequently used events. Now at this moment, one by one you can learn which event you want. Click on the what? Sachin, right? So which event is the suitable one to your operation?
On click.
Click
On click.
on click or not. So first to find the event. Okay, now my question is, okay, how to bind an event? Okay, an event to element. So first, find an event. Next, find an element. Next, bind an event. Next, add handler to event. Write code in the handler function. That's it. This is the one. Find an event. Which event you want me to trigger? Find an event. Which event?
On click.
On
On
click.
click.
First one done. Next, find an element. To which element you want me to add it?
H1.
Sachin. H1. Bind an event. Okay, this event you have to bind to element or not? Bind an event to whom? Event to element or not? How we can bind? As an attribute format. Which event you want me to bind? On click. On click. Attribute is nothing but key value. Key is what? Handler to an event. So whenever you click on this one, I want to add the handler. Can I add the handler here? Handler is nothing but handle some functionality. Where you can write the functionality? Within the function. So my handler is a function. So can I write the function? Okay, how we can write the function? In your HTML, if you want to write the CSS, which tag we can use? Style tag, right? In the HTML, if you want to write the JavaScript, which tag we can use? Script tag or not? Okay, na? If you write the style tag, that is which kind of styling?
Internal.
If you write the script tag, that is which kind of styling? Internal scripting. Okay, not the styling, scripting. Which kind of scripting?
Internal script.
Internal
Internal
scripting.
scripting.
Yes or no? Now I'm writing like internal scripting. Okay, na? Internal scripting. So the handler is what? You have to bind the handler or not? My handler is what? A function. So you know, right? How to write the function? Tell me. Function. What is my function name? Any name.
And
Okay.
any name.
But always write the name which represents your functionality. Change name or not. Done. Now this function, can I give it to this guy? Okay, whenever you click, that function has to call or not. That's it. Okay, now whenever you click, this handler called. The handler name is what? Change name. So this change name called. Whenever it called, what operation you want to perform? Tell me. Get the element reference. How we can get the element reference? Document dot query selector of what? What is my selector name? If you don't know, don't worry. Right click, go to copy selector. Go here. This is the one. It's one element, you can get it. After that, inside which text is there?
Sachin.
That Sachin text I want to change it like what?
Dhoni.
Now, can I copy this code? Okay. Can I copy this code? Now go to where? Go to your actual code. Can I keep this one here? Now, can I come here? Can I refresh? Okay. Now, whenever you click on this one, it's done to be like what? Dhoni or not? That is only requirement or not? Yes, no.
Sir.
Agreed? Okay then. Now, I'm going to ask some questions. You can answer it. Okay. Write a function. Okay. See, listen. Write a function. Can I write here? Write a function to change my Google image with your name. Okay. Otherwise, first hide the Google logo in the google.com. Okay, in the Google page. That is the question. Okay, na? Shall we? Right. Write a function. Can I write the function? How we can write the function?
Function name.
Function. What is the function name? Proper name, tell me. Hide logo. Yes. Now, on which element you want to perform operation? Get the element. On which element you want to perform the operation? On which element? This element, right? This content I want to perform. If you know the content, you can get the code or not. Content related code. How? Simple. Go to content, right click it, inspect it. This is the one or not. This element reference I want. So how you can get it? Right click on it. Copy selector. Perfect. Okay, right. Now document dot query selector. Whatever I copied, just you can paste. Yes. Okay. Now you have an element. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
Hide that.
You have to hide it, right? If you want to hide, you have CSS styles are there. Display inline, display block, display inline block, display none is there, na? Yes or no? So to this particular one, I want to apply what?
Display name.
Style. I want to apply style. Which style? These many styles are there. See, helpers and everything. Display. What is the value?
None.
You created a function. You created a function. Did you call it? Did you call it?
No.
All right. So when this function body will execute,
Function.
you call. So how we can call it? With the function name. Can I call? Whenever you call, my Google gone or not? Yes or no? Come on.
Yes.
Understood? Like this, I'm going to give some assignments to you. Okay, you can do it. So that is about how to get the element reference. So now the question is, if anybody asks how to get the element reference. Okay, how to get the element reference? Tell me. We can get the element reference. All elements inside which element? Which variable?
Document variable.
from document variable or not. Okay, in the document variable, how many methods? Get
Element.
element by
Element by ID.
uh, get
Get element
element by
by elements by
name. Next,
name
get element by
by
tag. Elements are elements by
elements.
tag name. Next,
Get elements by
elements by
class name.
class name. Class
Get
name. Next, query
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 selected
selector.
all.
selector. Next,
Query selector
query
all.
selector all. Okay, these you can tell. Yes, no? You can prefer query selector. It is easy for us or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now tell me about the window. Document is okay. About the window is a predefined variable. Next, which value represented in the window? Window represents which value? See, my window, if you open, see how it looks like key value, key value, key value, key value, name, Sachin, location, Mumbai. That is which type? Which type?
Attribute type.
It is an object
It's
type.
like
Key value in the JavaScript object in the HTML attributes. Okay, na? Now, window is a JavaScript variable, right? Yes or no? So, which type that is? Attribute or object?
Object.
Object type. Now in the object, see all your predefined JavaScript variables are there. You want proof of, see, document. Document is what? It's a predefined variable, right? Okay. All the JavaScript members inside where? Inside the window. So my window is like a super object in JavaScript. So can I write what it represents? It represents all the predefined, what it represents, which value represents all the predefined what, defined JS members or not. So I can say this is like a super object in JavaScript. Which one is the super object in JavaScript? Which one is the super object in JavaScript? Which one is the super object in JavaScript? Window is the super object in JavaScript. Window is the super object in JavaScript. Understood, everyone? You got my point?
yes, sir.
Window is the super object in JavaScript. All right, okay? Up to here? Okay, the next one. How many ways you can get the element reference? This is the one, right? Any questions up to here? Up to here, anyone have any questions? Okay, so let me share this one with you. I'm going to, you people are not doing the assignments, huh? You're doing. I asked you to write the questions, you didn't write. Okay, I asked you to write the answers to those questions, right? I shared like 50 questions, you didn't. Huh? So if you want the running notes and everything, go to where? Notes section. Ours is like full stack UI, right? Go to full stack UI. Go to full stack UI. Already we have the notes in the 11 a.m. Don't use that one. From here to there you can shift. Okay, let me copy, cut it. Go to notes. Which one? Full stack UI. Go to full stack UI. Now paste it. Okay, here your running notes you can find it. UI weekend batch. Now class programs also I'm going to give to you. Class programs, these are the programs, right? Reveal in File Explorer. I want to share all these programs with you. So right click on it, compress it to zip. What is this? Full stack UI, right? Full stack UI. Come here. Let me, okay, don't think more about this one. Okay, this is my work. Okay, let me go here. Okay, go to VTS, go to weekend UI, and go to this full stack UI. Go to column schools, go to download section. Column schools, where is that? Schools spelling mistake, right? The download section. Now full stack Python is there, 7 AM is there. Now you can take this one to full stack UI. Okay, now once you can go to column schools, go to column schools. Now go to notes section, full stack UI. Okay, if you want to download running notes, you can download it. You can see the running notes, whatever we discussed so far, you can find here or not. Today's discussion is this one, yes or no? Now go to column schools. Okay, download class programs. You can download it. Now it's like downloaded. Now go here. It's a zip file. You can see it's a zip file. You can extract it. Extract is there, right? Extract all. Now you can extract this one. Once you extract it, all day one to till today, everything you can find it. See, you can see the HTML, you can see JavaScript, you can see CSS. And the JavaScript today program is there or not there? Yes or no? Like that, you can download it. Okay, na? Okay, I'm going to post some questions related to today's class, so you can answer it. In the group is there, right? In the group, I'm going to post some questions. Okay, just you can answer those questions. Okay, so just practice every day. You have to practice, then only you can get the things. Okay, na? You joined Python also, right? Both you can practice UI as well as Python. Okay, you are like a full stack engineer. Front end is like React, back end is like Python. Okay, na? Prepare like that. Okay, and whoever not completed the answers, okay, writing the answers to those questions in the group what I mentioned, just complete it and drop a mail to trainings@vtschool.com. Okay, okay, then thank you guys, thanks for joining. Bye. Tomorrow you can join. Same.